Hey everyone, it is Dave. Welcome in. It is time for module number 6. Module 6 marks the very end of the material for the first half of the course. We're going to be covering some French art this week, Rococo, Romanticism, and Neoclassicism. We're also going to delve into one of my favorite topics, which is art theft. So I really hope you enjoy that lecture. But at the end of that lecture, that is the end of the material that will appear on the midterm exam. Anything after the midterm, which will take place the following week in Module 7, anything after that time period goes on to the final. Nothing from the first half of the course will be tested on again. We also have a journal as well as a discussion board this week. So let's head over to the Canvas site. I'll walk you through this week's module. All right, here we are on the Canvas site. This week is module number 6. Again, this is the last of the material that you'll have prior to the midterm exam. Module 7, all you'll have to do is submit the journals and take the midterm exam. So you do have some flexibility since that is all that we're doing that week. If you're a little bit behind on the journals, that's okay. You can catch up next week, as well as some of the lectures as well. So utilize that time wisely, and we'll get started with this module. Module 6, we have the video up top here, the Module 6 introduction. Once again, just covers the material in this lecture, such as Rococo, Neoclassicism, and Romanticism. That is going to be all in one lecture. And the other lecture is one of my favorite topics to talk about, which is art theft. The objectives down below, and then finally the assessments. We have a discussion board, and we also have journal entry number 6. I've got the lecture, study guide, and then we'll take a look at the further exploration section. We have a reading on Neoclassicism and Romanticism. Then we have some videos on lithographic printing, Delacroix's Liberty Leading the People, Elizabeth Vigée-Lebrun's self-portrait, and also a couple things on French architecture. After that, we have our lecture on art theft, looting, and repatriation. This is a little bit different lecture. This was a professional lecture I completed a couple of years ago. And this is one of my areas of expertise and interest, and art theft I think is just amazing, and I really do hope you enjoy this lecture because it's something that happens all the time. Our study guide, and then for the further exploration section, there is one reading, and then also 1, 2, 3 movie trailers that deal with art theft. I'm going to jump down to our journal, and our journal deals with Romanticism in French art, and this is a painting called The Raft of the Medusa. In real life, it's absolutely gigantic. It is 16 by 23 feet, and we have a short reading here, maybe a page and a half, and then our video here as well you want to watch, half page to full page reflection about the material within those two sources. You'll also hear about that in the lecture as well. That's the seminal work of Romantic art. Our discussion is on art theft, and the discussion, very similar to our previous welcome discussion, takes place over 2 weeks. So this week you need to make sure to do your initial post, and you can do a reply up until next week. In terms of module number 7. What I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you go to the library's website. This is one way of accessing articles, and you can utilize the one search bar, which is right here, and you're looking for an article on art theft. It can be something current or something from the past. You can also click on the article and database list. And some of you are very familiar with databases already. This is something that's really important to utilize as you continue on in your academic career, because this brings you up to the minute information. And some of you might be familiar with Academic Search Complete. You might have heard of JSTOR. And for me, for this article, what I would normally suggest you do is utilize this one down here that says newspapers or U.S. major dailies. You'll click on that. If it does not allow you access, it may give you a username password. Make sure to go ahead and just enter your Chaffey username and password. And then you're going to look up anything such as art theft. You might be interested in Nazi art theft, which is a lot of what the lecture is about. And then you're going to find an article. You're not going to choose any article I'm going to click on here, but you may just say, for instance, we're going to use this one here. We're going to close that out. It's a pretty decent article, 872 words. You want something over 500, but under 2,500. You don't want too long of an article to have to summarize. So let's say this is the article you use. I also ask you for a citation. You just click the citation button up here. And it already has, in this case, it's APA. But if you want to use Chicago style, that's fine. If you want to use MLA, that's fine, or Turabian style, whichever one you want to use, this will do it for you. So let's just do MLA 6th edition, and it already has that for you. So copy, paste, and that's one of the things you need to submit. So once again, these are some great sources for databases. Try several keywords. Newspaper articles do tend to work best. No date requirement. Once again, minimum 500 words. You don't want to do any book reviews or anything like that. Make sure to summarize the article using 200 words or more. And remember that a summary is a summary. You're exactly telling me about the article without quoting specific facts. Consider adding into the summary why you chose the article and your interest in that particular subject matter. You'll need a citation as well. So once again, this reminds you how to pull that citation. And respond to one other student. So 4 points for finding a relevant article, another 8 points for summarizing, 4 points for the citation, and 4 points for a response to another group member. October 13th, that's when the post is due, response due by October the 20th. The only other thing I need to tell you about this week is my office hours are a little bit different. They are going to be Wednesday and Thursday this week, 4:30 to 7 p.m. And that is everything for module number 6. I will be back shortly to tell you about the midterm and turning in the journals, which will take place in module 7.